And there they indicate the motive. Why do they want to go to Revere Home? And they spend there 2 years. After the 2 years, that is in grade 12, then if they are still interested, we encourage them to write another request to start the pre-postulancy stage. And that will take a whole year, and that is spent in a community. When they get their response or their reply, they are posted in one of our communities. So they go there for community experience. But in the stage that they are in the aspirancy, they live with the sisters. The sisters, they have their own house, they have their own, but they see how the sisters are living. And if they are interested, they go to the next step, which is the pre-postulancy stage. And that is 1 year, and after the pre-postulancy stage, if they are still interested, they make another request in order to enter the postulancy stage. And when they get their reply, they come to the novitiate. This is at the moment, this is where we have the postulancy stage.
That's in Shalom.
In Shalom here. And then they stay here for 4 or 5 months, and then they go out for 3 months. They go on community experience in communities for 3 months. Actually, at the present moment, we have 2 who are here in the Gambia, 1 in Banjul, 1 in Serekunda, but another 2 in Senegal, in Casamance, doing their experience, and they'll be coming back on the 3rd of May. Then they come back and they spend 2-3 months, and then they write they evaluate themselves, we evaluate them, and then they make their requests again to start their novitiate stage. And that one is for 2 years. The first year is called the canonical year, and they stay wholly in the novitiate, and that one is very, very strict. It's 12 complete months in the novitiate. Sometimes they go out for some certain things, but not, you don't see them everywhere, anytime. So we have to discern on the things that they go out for and so forth. And then after that, they have 6 months of community experience. Again, after their canonical year, they go for 6 months experience again, and then come back for the rest of the other 6 months is to prepare them to make their first profession.
Great. So it's like if a young girl is interested and she goes through all these stages, and I can see in every stage you have to request. It's like it comes from the individual.
Yes.
It is the individual who says, I want to continue.
Yeah, because it is important. Because, for example, you can come today and say that maybe you are interested. And then after some time, you realize that, no, this is not it. We'll help you to make your discernment, but then you'll have to take the decision to make the choice.
Okay. Today is Vocation Sunday, and Karadundagi today is going around to convents and the seminary in order to encourage young people. You have been in vocation for a good time now, and I'm quite sure maybe we have 1 or 2, you never know, young people who are out there watching, and they want some words of encouragement. What will you tell these young girls?
I would like to tell them that God is the one who calls, and they should not be afraid to answer to the call of God. Sometimes, or most of the times, it comes from the parents. Like in the African context, especially here in the Gambia, they wouldn't encourage, especially their daughters, to become religious. But what is important is persistence and perseverance. If you want something, well, you go up to the end. If that is exactly what I want, really what I want, I will go behind, I will run behind my parents, and finally they will allow you to go. So I will encourage them not to be afraid to answer to the call of God, to come. It is a beautiful life, just like any other life.
Also coming up in today's program, a few Sundays ago we witnessed the historic canonization of two popes. Blessed Pope John Paul II, whom we know very well because he visited us in the Gambia in 1992, and Blessed John the 23rd, the initiator of the Second Vatican Council. It was historic in the sense that never in the history of the Church have we witnessed the canonization of two popes on the same day. Now, to add to history, we also had the presence of two popes living, Pope Benedict XVI, who is retired, and Pope Francis, who's our current pope. Both of them were present at that historic occasion. It was a wonderful day for the life of the Church, when millions of people or thousands of people gathered at St. Peter's Square to witness the canonization of these two great men who worked so hard for the life and the growth of the Catholic Church. People from all corners of this globe gathered at St. Peter's Square to witness what has never been witnessed before. And it was a solemn celebration. At the beginning of the Mass, Pope Francis greeted Pope Benedict XVI, who took his seat together with the cardinals and the bishops. The ceremony began with the presentation of the relics of these two great popes, the blood of Pope John Paul II and some skin of Pope John the 23rd. These two great men have worked a great deal for the growth of this church. Some of us don't know who Pope John the 23rd is. He was Cardinal Roncalli, who hails from a town called Bergamo, very close to Milan in Italy. He was made Pope at a very advanced age, and many people thought he was just there in the interim. But he convoked an ecumenical council called the Second Vatican Council. And in that Vatican Council, we are what we are today, that we can say the Mass in the vernacular, a language that you and I can hear. So people gathered in order to witness and thank God for the life and gift of these two great men who have contributed